Hey gang, I literally stopped studying to make this video because I just think it's so important. And the stuff that I was reading, it's called Why Therapy Works, if you want to look it up. It just managed to, Cozzolino, Cozolino, if you want to look it up, 2016. It just really put into words like, hey, Uncle T, what's going on? It really put into words what I was thinking for a long time about anxiety. It's like, okay, and there's some science to back it up. So, and I think at some level everyone does know this, but it's nice to have things spelled out for you, as I just read and as I'm about to do for you. So in the Chinese system that you can see there, I've got the 5-element chart there. There's two kinds of anxiety. There's kidney anxiety, which is kind of the what if, like, oh, it's fear of the dark, like, what if I can't find a car park? It's like you drive around until you find one. It's like looking forward to dread. So kidneys kind of like, oh, dread in the future, And the bladder anxiety is like, fuck, I don't have enough money. Shit, I'm not looking forward to this. So they're both kind of future pacing a fear, right? And the way that fear works is like our amygdala triggers like the fight or flight response, which is like, do I stand and fight or do I shit myself so I weigh less and then I run? Yeah. So there's like, and run. Yeah. Or there's like, I think I can handle this and I need to not show weakness. Otherwise this animal is going to keep taking my food source. All right. So that's what the fight or flight response, which is very, very dated. It's kind of old hardware. It's not even software. It's old hardware. Right. And it's difficult to update it because it's so innate. Right. So, the main thing that changes behavior is, neuroplasticity. So getting the brain to go, oh, actually, this is a better pathway. I'm going to go down this pathway, right? So if every time we get anxious about something, we just go like, oh, I'm just not going to go, right? And, they say like the hardest part of going for a run is putting your shoes on. It's like making the decision to actually leave the house, right? Which social anxiety, and, I had agoraphobia a lot in year 12, from other health conditions and stuff. But, once I went outside, I was like, oh, this is fine. Like, it's all in your head, right? So the thing is, fear is reinforced through avoidance. So that dread, like I don't know if I can handle this, parking the car. It's like you parked a car before. When you're there, you just look and you just keep going. It's annoying. But the fear of it is reinforced by going, well, I'm just not going to go because I can't handle parking the car. I'm just not going to go. So by not facing the fear, we haven't developed the chance to repath the brain, right? And that neuroplasticity, it's not just like, oh, it worked once. It's like you reward it over time. It changes the fight or flight response. So approaching danger and succeeding inhibits the amygdala firing this like fight or flight response, right? So then after a while, you're like, I don't know if I can find a car park, and you just, next thing you know, you're just there finding a car. Like the whole process of like all the reasons and like all the feelings of like, oh, I can't handle this, that just gets quieter. So the process of like overcoming the fear becomes less as well. So again, it's the pathway. Like the more reps you do of like, I'm just going to face this fear, I'm just going to head towards it, and getting that proof that you're just making a mountain out of a molehill, that's what cures anxiety, like day-to-day garden variety anxiety. Now, I know if you've had chronic anxiety for a long time, it becomes way less rational, and that's part of the reason I failed year 12 and couldn't leave the house, was like so chronic that it was like, it took a lot of steps to get out of it. And I'm sorry if this feels too simplistic and you're going through that right now. But also what worked for me was to keep proving that I was wrong, was keep proving these thoughts and feelings are misguided. And it's just kind of a habit. Like habit is so powerful, right? We don't even consciously realize that we've thought 90% of the same things as we did yesterday, right? And if those things are, I can't leave the house, I can't handle parking the car, people are going to think I'm an idiot. It's just perpetuating and becoming habit. And then the way that we deal with them becomes a habit as well. So I'm just not going to go becomes a habit. I'm just not going to talk to anyone becomes a habit. I'm going to feel lonely and sorry for myself becomes a habit, Repeat. Pathways. So if we want to create that neuroplasticity and generate new pathways, we need to keep creating the habit by constantly facing our fear, by constantly, moving that avoidance into like, no, I'm going to participate. I'm going to give this a crack. I'm going to prove to myself that I'm wrong until my brain chemistry changes, all right? I'm not saying it's easy. I'm just saying there's science to back it up. Yeah, check it out. Why Therapy Works. That was the article that touched me deeply. Anyway, PM me with questions and please share because I think this is really important and it's not that hard to grasp. It's like, be brave. Choose fight, okay? Choose fight. Most of the time you won't need to fight, but it's choosing flight just reinforces fear. Love you guys. Peace. Hope it helps.